So what I do now is I just use this fine thread to go over at an angle. I don't know if you can see that. It's going over at an angle like that, which is then covering over the various wrappings of thread and making sure that they don't come apart. And actually it also helps me using this blue thread for this particular piece of cane, because it may work out that this cane is good stuff, and by the way I colour code it so that I can then know that this white with blue on might be a good batch, but it might not be a good batch, and if I get them mixed up I can then say, oh yes, that's going to be good or that's going to be bad. Anyway, that's it pretty well done there, except what I've got to do now is do a little bit of burnishing. I've got an old toothbrush handle, nice and smooth here, and I can just hold that like that and just burnish it like that, like so. And this is compressing the whole thing, and with the beeswax it sort of really squashes it in, and you end up with a nice airtight seal around there. The reeds have to be 100% airtight, so that this is the first stage in getting it airtight. And the thing is that if you notice at the end there, it's a nice shape. It's a good shape, that there, you see, nice sort of long elliptical shape. Sometimes you might find that it gets a little bit like that, you see, or a bit misshapen, you know. So what I need to do there, and I've made these little pieces of cane that I then can just you can see the section there. It's sort of a very narrow elliptical, or rather eye shape, and I can just slip that into the end there so that it keeps it in that perfectly good shape. It may, as it's drying out, come in or warp a little bit, but this ensures that the end is absolutely perfect shape. So that's it now, and what I do now is to, like I said about keeping it nice and airtight, is to put some varnish onto the wrapping, and in this case what I'm using is shellac knotting. And what I do is I've got my on, so like that, and then I just burn it off. I can just heat it up just a little bit there. I don't scorch it, just to make sure that what happens is that the thread, the varnish then amalgamates with the beeswax on the thread and makes a really good job of making that absolutely airtight. And then I'll just finish that off with a final coat of the knotting, and there we are. That's the reed finished there.